Most of you may know me. My name's Scott Pellegrom. I'm born and raised in this area, and I've been in the pursuit of education, and drum performance is as much as I can. I just love drumming, and I love working with everybody. Basically today what I want to do is, I kind of have two concepts. I want to talk about a little bit of the education, and I want to provide entertainment for everybody. I kind of want to get up here and display the drums a little bit and experiment with some of the sounds, the colors and textures that you can get out of the drums. I'm just playing a little traditional trap kit, and some of the elements I'm going to use are going to be some of the buzz rolls, crushes, single stroke rolls, and doubles, and I'm going to move them in different volumes and speeds around the kit, and I just want to have some fun. So if you guys are ready, I'm going to get up and make some noise for you a little bit.
Let's do it.
Like I said, I tried to use various rudiments, and the way I like to break down the rudiments for the drummers that are in here, we have 40 of them, and basically they're combined in a single stroke roll, one hit per hand, right? Double stroke roll, 2 hits per hand, and then our flans. Combine those 3 rudiments and really practice those, you can work on pretty much any other rudiment out there. Paradiddles, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. To even your triple stroke rolls will come into something like a flan tap. Out there, they're aspiring to play, whether it's on one surface like a marching snare drum to your tenors, or moving around the drum kit, you can utilize the rudiments really by focusing on your single stroke rolls, double stroke rolls, and your flans. And I basically used a lot of that stuff from the drum kit. I mean, I was improvising everything I did, and that's the way I like to perform, is, you know, pushing myself to think off the top of my head, use some of my favorite phrases. But a lot of stuff I did, whether it's like a groove, I use a double stroke just on one hand. Here's a cool fit. So I like to use my rudiments for my solos and for my just kind of makes playing a little bit more exciting, and it's a way to think around the drum kit. Does anybody have any questions on some of the stuff that I played or what I just talked about? Unsafe, yes sir.
Why'd you throw your cymbal on the floor, man?
I threw that out there. I tried to get it so it would go out and crash, but you know, I hit that. But I like to use cymbals on my drums as well as using like tambourines to get cool effects. And occasionally, if I get it right, you know, when I'm using the cymbals, I'll throw it up and you get putting rudiments on just different colors and textures. Like, you don't really need that many drums, you know, unless that's your artistic vision. But when it comes to the everyday routine of carrying drums in and out of the gig, practice room, you know, it gets tiring. So the less is more approach when I'm playing on the gig as well as setting up, because I'm the first one in, first one out, and I like that. Yes?
You moved your one leg around the snare onto the bass drum. What are you doing?
That is, like, basically what I'm doing is, let's say you're playing on one surface up here. It started with the experimental of just, well, you have an open tone, right? You have a closed tone, just like with the beater, with the bass drum head, you have an open tone and a closed tone. You lay the beater in. But if you come here, right? Take that same thing, instead of using my stick, I'm using my foot. And I got it just from like using drum and bass grooves, right? Because they always change the pitches in the drum programming. You put your foot on. And that's again, it's just experimenting with the sound surfaces. You can do that stuff with the, you know, with the crash. You had your hand up.
Yeah, I was wondering, do you normally use a double tom or double bass?
I don't use a double bass actually, it's just a single pedal that I have here.
When you were doing your thing a while ago, it sounded just like you hit a double bass and I couldn't believe it.
Well, that's
I'm not a drummer, so you know,
that's a great question. The question was, was I using double bass or not? I don't use a double bass. I really just like the one pedal. And again, it pushes me to use the different sound sources, like putting my foot on the bass drum, using my stick. Now you can mimic all that stuff and go in here, single stroke roll between your hand and foot. Again, sound sources, like that's the biggest thing if I'm going to be a preacher up here. Besides your rudiments and working on the different techniques, it's sound sources. You have so many possibilities. I think it all starts just stripping down and just using the snare drum with your hands, with your brushes and mallets. You know, you can yell into it, you can do all kinds of stuff. Just like you practice on one surface to develop your rudiments, start with the snare and develop all the different colors, you know. You can get you have so many possibilities just right there, and hit the top and bottom of the snare. So, yeah, colors and textures, big fan. So many people make the mistake of really closing their hands off, whether it's traditional grip or match grip. And what I've been told is you want to kind of have this happy little mouth here that'll talk, because this mouth will keep you from stressing out. First way, you hear the stick more than you hear the cymbal. But the more relaxed you are, the more the heads will speak, the drums will speak. And when you really get into playing faster, the smaller your stick height will get, the more relaxed it should be. So yeah, stay relaxed, breathe, take your time in developing your solos. And it's okay if you make mistakes, and I make a lot of mistakes, I'll be honest. But those mistakes lead me down a different path in creativity. A lot of this stuff comes because I drop my stick.